from NBC News. This is Today, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And this morning we wrap up our special series, Love Over 60, with ways to keep the marriage going strong. One fear most long-term couples share is being caught in a dull marriage. But as you're about to see, it takes real work to keep that romance alive.
What are you going to do when the gang gets over?
Huh? Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Norman and Irene DeRozier have been married 52 golden years. Their secret?
I would say respect for each other, mutual things that we enjoy doing together, and we enjoy each other's company. And
he makes me laugh.
Their relationship is based on compromises, shared interests, and a love of the road.
People come up and talk with us when they take the helmet off and they see the wrinkles on me. They kind of marvel at, wow.
Each week, these 70-year-olds ride with the New England Riders along the East Coast.
The young people we ride with, which I call kids, are we really appreciate the fact they ride with us, and there's never been a mention of anything, age, being a detriment. So we ride with them, and that's it.
When they're not riding with the group, they're globetrotting around the world. Their love of travel has kept them together.
We had a lot of fun together, and we were compatible, and we had a lot of laughs, and that did it.
It wasn't always easy for Norman. Irene played hard to get, but his love of adventure won her heart. He proposed to her on his Harley.
A few years later was when we finally really got serious, and I asked her again, and she says absolutely. And by this time her father was over his shock of letting his daughter go with a motorcyclist.
Irene said yes, and they were happily married. 52 years later, they still live for adventure and celebrate their anniversaries on the trail. They continue to keep their promise of living each day to the fullest.
She says it's always an adventure. She never knows what's coming next. I guess it's just mutual understanding and compassion for each other.
And Dr. Robert Butler is a gerontologist and the president of the International Longevity Center. Dr. Butler, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Well, they've sort of figured out the secret, it seems, the DeRoziers, but couples who've been married 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, often things do get a little dull, right? A little stale. Is that the case?
Well, they may, but you know, it's wonderful that in a country where half of marriages end in divorce to be able to celebrate a marriage like that one. Mm-hmm. But certainly we do have to keep that marriage alive. Keep that music playing. And
I think, too, I mean, you yourself, I know, have been married, what, 20-something years?
27 years.
27 years. And we've talked to a lot of other couples who have also been married for a long time. Generally, Doctor, what is it that keeps a relationship fresh after that many years?
I think you have to keep learning new things, bring it to the relationship. Don't always be the same old person, but really try to do that. Also, give a lot of breathing room so people can have some space. Mm-hmm. You want to have common interests and common values, but you also want to have some space in that relationship.
Well, why don't we talk about some of these specifics? The first thing you mentioned is breathing room. If you feel that your relationship is stale, I guess one of the first things you do is you try to get closer, try to connect. But why is breathing space important?
Well, because you need to get away from that relationship, build new types of knowledge, information, bring it to the relationship. Maybe you have an interest in going to plays, but your partner does not have that interest, so you can bring it back and share it with them and get them excited in what you happen to be interested in.
Another point, second on our list actually, is common interests. Find things that you share in common, but I would imagine after a couple's been married that many years, they sort of know what the common interest is at that point, right?
Well, you know, it's amazing. You can keep discovering new bodies of relationship things that are just kinds of things that you now know are very important to you. New values. You may come up in a political situation. You may come up with a marriage of your daughter or son, where you suddenly find that there's common ground that you didn't quite realize that you did enjoy before.
So it's important to keep discovering new things about each other.
Absolutely.
Now, let's say one member of the couple is very adventurous and one person sort of likes to stay at home. Mm-hmm. It's about compromise. isn't it? Isn't that one of your points here?
You really have to learn to accept each other's frailties
Yeah.
and differences and particular foibles. And if someone likes to travel or someone else likes to be adventuresome in a mountain climbing or whatever, respect it. Learn to live with it.
Now, one other thing that sort of, I guess, rejuvenates relationships often, it sounds simple, but it's take a trip. Why does that reignite a relationship?
Well, first of all, it's not the same old familiar surroundings.
Right.
You're going into something that's new and different. Maybe it's a weekend away. Maybe it's a trip to Europe. Maybe it's just going back to the family, to where you'd originally grown up. But something that gets you away from the day-by-day routine and gives you a new opportunity to find each other.
You hear a lot of couples who've been married a long time say the thing that reinvigorated their relationship was the birth of a grandchild. That changed everything. Do you see that a lot with couples you talk to?
Yeah, and of course you wind up having to do a lot of work with the birth of that grandchild, too.
But it does change the dynamics, right, of your relationship. How?
Absolutely. Well, one of the ways in which it changes it is exactly who is the in-laws, how do those in-laws relate to you, what kind of celebrations do you have at holidays, things of that sort.
All right, Dr. Butler, it's all good advice. Thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
And up next, we'll meet a real-life Dr. Doolittle. That's right after this.